Limitations versus possibilities. You're either thinking in one or two different directions, and this also, you could also call it solutions-based thinking or problems-based thinking. Are you looking for a problem to solve, or are you looking for solutions for problems that may exist? Looking for limitations or having a lot of limitations or thinking in terms of limitations is based in fear. It's based in protecting ourselves, and that could be for a number of things, like protecting ourselves from disappointment, protecting ourselves physically if we feel like we're in a hostile situation, and thinking in terms of possibilities is really about freedom. We have an inner desire for freedom, to be free, and we also have this deep desire to be secure. And at times it can seem like the two oppose each other. But if you really get clear about these ideas, you can put them in check. And you can look at situations where it's necessary to give up some freedom in order to be safe. Getting on an airplane, we allow ourselves to be searched, we let strangers go through our luggage, and we're okay with that because it's for our safety, so we put safety first. When it comes to driving a car, which is actually, for most people, that's the most dangerous thing they do. The time you spend driving in a car is probably at the time in your life that you're most at risk for something catastrophic to happen. Yet we don't think about that, and we put that freedom to drive a car, to go places, get there quickly, above our safety and our security. But of course we do implement security and safety in that, wearing safety belts, making cars safer. What's important here is to get clear in a situation about what the ultimate goal is. Is the ultimate goal in a given context being safe and secure? If so, then you look for ways to implement freedom where you can, but keeping and understanding that safety and security is the ultimate goal here. And in other cases, it's more about freedom, especially if you're an entrepreneur. That's sort of what you're driving at. Entrepreneurs are natural risk takers. They know that that's part of the job. So you have to put, in a sense, put freedom and possibility above the risk and above financial safety. When we're not clear about these things, we do things that are rather illogical. One of them is, say, a person who smokes a pack a day. That same person might be too afraid to jump out of an airplane and parachute. But smoking a pack a day, especially over a number of years, is far more dangerous than skydiving. But in their minds it's not, because they haven't gotten clear about what's actually happening. So this can limit us in a lot of situations where we need to put freedom first. We need to take risks. But this can be very unconscious, so unconsciously we're still looking for safety and stability. And this could limit us in a lot of situations. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're in a situation where taking risks can pay off really well, and the truth is the risks aren't that bad, you're inhibiting yourself if you're thinking in terms of limitations rather than possibilities. A good one is starting a business, like an entrepreneur. Another one is asking someone out on a date. There's no physical harm that can come from doing that in most cases. I mean, in really weird situations, maybe. So if there's no physical harm that can come to you, the only thing you're really risking is your ego. And the truth is, your ego needs to take a beating from time to time to keep it in check. And it will come back. It's very resilient. And sometimes you need an ego check like that. And I've made it a practice. If the only thing that's holding me back from doing something that I want to do is protecting my ego, then I realize real quickly that I'm thinking in terms of limitation rather than possibilities. And I will sacrifice my ego a lot to get what I want. When it comes to physical safety, that's a little bit different. You want to make sure that you're managing those risks properly. So there's not one better than the other. I think in general, thinking in terms of possibilities is going to serve you a lot better than thinking in terms of limitations. But your fear is there for a reason. It's there to protect you. So it's just a matter of getting clear about what's more appropriate in a given context, in a given situation. If you're on vacation and going out and having fun, or a good one is travel. I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't afford it, I don't have time, or some people even say, when they find out that I travel to different countries, they'll say, isn't that dangerous? Unless you're going to a country that is war-torn, there's not that many real dangers from traveling. In fact, there's a lot of places, a lot of other countries that are a lot safer than the U.S. So the risk of the money to travel, the risk of actually harm coming to you, versus the experience you would have from learning, from enjoying yourself. If you're thinking in terms of limitations, you will talk yourself out of having a great adventure that you would probably learn a lot from by travel. So that's a time when limitation thinking would definitely hold you back. The same goes for business. There are certainly ways that you can lose a lot of money in a business, but there are a lot of ways that you can insulate yourself from losing money. So those should be well thought out. But who cares if you tried to start a business and it didn't work out? If you probably can just go get another job and everything's going to be okay, and it'll, in a year or 2 years, 3 years at the most, you'll probably be okay. And look at entrepreneurs who have started several businesses that failed, and they just kept going, and each experience was a learning experience because they kept thinking in terms of possibility rather than limitation. It takes a lot to come back from one failed business. You will want to protect yourself, and you'll talk yourself out of starting that other business again, even though your passion is really driving you to go into business for yourself. Thinking in terms of limitations will hold you back from that. But thinking in terms of possibility, there's always more to learn, always more to grow, and it's amazing what you can get out of that way of thinking, the resilience that comes from it. So in most cases, I would say thinking in terms of possibility is going to serve you most. And here's the other thing too: you can go back and forth in a situation. It's not one or the other. But ultimately, you want to get clear about, in a given context, what's going to serve you better, safety or freedom. It's wonderful that we live in a world and in a country, well, most of us live in a country where we're really pretty safe. There's not a whole lot of things, except for freak accidents, that can really harm us, as long as we're not doing anything really stupid. So take some risk, make sure they're well thought out, make sure your main goal is freedom, and that's going to serve you best in a given context, and then go for it. As always, check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, or you can just register your email at our website and you will get regular emails and these videos. I hope to see some of you soon at some of our upcoming workshops, and if you're in the Santa Cruz area, we do hold free practice sessions. We'd love to meet you. Take care.